Katie Scarlett Evans. I'm in Drake Idaho at Dark Horse Books. And for Banned Book Week, I'm reading my favorite book, Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Page 581. She did not know she was drunk with fatigue and whiskey. She only knew she had left her tired body and floated somewhere above it where there was no pain and no weariness, and her brain saw things with inhuman clarity. She was seeing things with new eyes, for somewhere along the long road to Tara, she had left her girlhood behind her. She was no longer a plastic clay yielding imprint to each new experience. The clay has hardened. Sometime in the intermediate day, which she had lasted 1,000 years, tonight was the last time she would ever be ministered to as a child. She was a woman now, and youth was gone. No, she would not turn to Gerald or Elaine's families. The O'Haras did not take charity. The O'Haras looked after their own. Her burdens were her own, and the burdens were for shoulders strong enough to bear them. She thought without surprise, looking down from her height to her shoulders were strong enough to bear anything now. Having borne the worst that could ever happen to her, she could not desert Tara. She belonged to her red acres far more than they could ever belong to her. Her roots went deep into the blood-colored soil and sucked up the life, as did the cotton. She would stay at Tara and keep it somehow. Keep her father, her sisters, Melanie, and Asher's child, and the Negroes. Tomorrow she would fit the yoke about her neck. Tomorrow would be so many things to do. Go to 12 Oaks, and to the McIntosh place to see if anything was left in the deserted gardens. Go to the river swamps and beat them for stray hogs and chickens. Go to the Jonesboro and the Lovejoy with Ellen Drury. There must be one left there that would sell something to eat. Tomorrow. Her brain tickled slowly, and slowly, like a clock running down, but clarity of vision persisted. Of a sudden, the oft-told family tales to which she had listened since babyhood, listened half-bored, impatient, but partly comprehending, were crystal clear. Gerald, painless, had raised Tara. Ellen had raised in the bud some mysterious sorrow. Grandfather Robert survived the wreck of Napoleon's throne, had founded his fortunes anew in the Fro Georgian coasts. Great-grandfather Proud Holman had carved a small kingdom out of the dark jungles of Haiti, lost it, and lived to see his name honored in Savannah. There was Scarlett, who had fought in the Irish volunteers for a free Ireland, and had been hanged for their pains, and to the O'Haras, who had died in the Boyne battle to the end for what was theirs. All had suffered crushing misfortunes and had not been crushed. They had not been broken by the crash of the empire, the machetes of the revolution, slaves, war, rebellion, proscription, and confiscation. Madeline fate had broken their necks, perhaps, but never their hearts. They had not whined, but they had fought, and they died and spent, but unquenched. But all those sadly folks whose blood followed in her veins seemed to move quietly in the moonlight room, and Scarlett was not surprised to see them. These kinsmen who had taken the worst that fate could send and hammered it into the best. Terror was her fate in her fight, and she must conquer it. She turned drowsily on the side, and slowly creeping blackness enveloped her mind. Where there was whispering wordless encouragement to her, or were they part of her dream? Whether you are there or not, she murmured sleepily, good night.